Hello campers, something exciting's just arrived in the post today. It says fragile on it. I wonder if you can guess what it is. Open right away. Let's have a look. Happy growing. Oh, it's a pot of 5 caterpillars. Can you see them? They're really small at the moment. I'm going to measure them and see how big they are. This one here's a big one. What do you think? I think he's about a centimetre. Yeah, about a centimetre long. And what will happen is these caterpillars will eat the brown food at the bottom that's got all the stuff they need to be able to get bigger and bigger. So we'll measure them every few days and see how big they get. So a centimetre at the moment. Once they've eaten all the food, they'll hopefully turn into 5 butterflies. And what they'll do is they will gradually, when they've got really big, stick themselves at the top of this lid and hang down in like a J shape and turn into chrysalids. And when they do, we can move them into this, which is their pop-up net. And we'll keep them in there until they emerge from their chrysalids as 5 butterflies. And then we can let them go. We are, get eating. You've got a lot of work to do. See you in a couple of days. So we've had the caterpillars for 6 days now and they look a little bit bigger. Let's see if we can measure them. Wow, he's enormous. Let's have a little look and see. So, wow, he's about 3 centimetres long now. So it's 3 times the size that they were. And I've made a little chart, a little caterpillar chart, so we can see how much they've grown each day. And that's how big they were to start with, just 1 centimetre. And now they're 3 centimetres. If you have a look in the pot, while Charlie's turning it round, you can see that there's some web that they spin. And also, they've eaten a lot of the food. And maybe you can also see some little black balls, and that's them actually shedding their skin. This one here, he's just in the process of shedding the end of his skin. So when they eat the food, their skin splits and they shed it several times. So I wonder how many days they're going to eat before they turn into chrysalids. We'll have to see. Day 7 now, and look how big these caterpillars are. They're enormous. That's a huge one there. I'm going to try and measure that one. Oops. We'll do it that way. Goodness me. Oh, he's over 4 centimetres long now. Really huge. Wow. Gosh, and they've got fat as well. Don't think it'll be long before they're turning into chrysalids. Well, it's day 8 for our caterpillars, and you can probably see that they're starting to sort of make their way up to the top of the jar, and they might stay there now. Oh, that's Jimmy falling over something. They might stay there now and maybe start hanging themselves upside down and turning into chrysalids. They certainly look fat enough, and they've eaten a lot of the food at the bottom, so there's not a lot left. What you can see is what they leave behind, their poo in other words. And all the, I'll just turn it around a little bit, you can see that their webs, there's a little bit of webs that just helps them to move around. But yeah, there's 3 of them now at the top of the jar, and 2 still munching away at the bottom. So we'll see how they do. So it's day 9, and we've got 3 of our caterpillars who have now stuck themselves onto the roof of the jar in a J shape. So they've been still all day, and I think they're going to be chrysalids hopefully in the next couple of days. This one down the bottom here, it's very lively. I'm just trying to measure him. I'd say, well, Jimmy wants to go on his walk, so he's getting in the way here. I'd say he's probably about 4.5 centimetres. But there's one, I don't know if you can see, one of the 5 just here hasn't moved all this. I don't know if he's survived. That happens sometimes. Not all 5 of them often make it through to the chrysalid stage, so that's just nature. But this chappie here is very lively, so I think he's thinking about sticking himself on the roof. So we'll have a look, and oh, Jimmy's nose, and show you them when they've actually turned into chrysalids. Brilliant. So this is day 10 for the caterpillars, and as you can see, there have been some changes. So we've got one wriggling at the top. There are 3 of them now that are have turned into chrysalids, and this one here, he was a bit of a monkey yesterday. He was crawling up to the top and disturbing the other 3. He still looks quite like a caterpillar. You can see he's sort of hanging in a J. And what will happen is he will shed his skin one more time and become this incredible chrysalid. I don't know if you can see, but they have really shiny gold spots on them. Not doing very good filming here. It's like bling. And the good news is, the one at the bottom that we thought hadn't survived, he's lying down there, but he's actually turned into a chrysalid as well. So what we'll do, when they've all stopped wriggling and they've been still for a couple of days, we'll take the lid off and we'll pop them in their stand in their net, and we'll rescue the little one at the bottom and just try and hang him up so that he's hanging up the right way. Oh, that's the phone going. So that we can hopefully get him to hatch into a butterfly as well. I'm going to answer the phone. Bye. So here we are. The little caterpillars have now all turned into chrysalids, and you can see this is the one that dropped to the bottom of the pot. So he's still got a little bit of his caterpillar skin attached to him. So we've just stuck him up by that using a tiny little bit of sellotape, not too much because you don't want their wings to get stuck to it when they all emerge. So hopefully he's now hanging down. He has still been wriggling, so he's still alive. and it might help him just to sort of develop properly. We'll see how it goes. This little one, he's fine. As you can see, he's wriggling. He dropped off as we took the lid off. That happens sometimes. Don't worry. Just pop him on there and he should be able to develop normally. So as you can see, the lid is now in the little chrysalis station, so it's standing up. And very gently now, we're going to pop them inside the net habitat, and that's where they'll stay until they develop into butterflies. Try and do this so carefully. Ooh. I just have to rescue that little one. There we are, pick him up very gently. Put him back on there. Okay, and we'll close this up. It's got air holes so they can get lots of oxygen. And you don't have to do anything except watch and wait. And then in a few days' time, you'll hear a funny little noise and the butterflies will start to emerge. So let's see how many days it is until they emerge.